Hello everyone, welcome to our online class. Today we are discussing class 10 English lesson The Sermon at Benares by Betty Ransha. In this video we are discussing the summary of the story. The Sermon at Benares was the first sermon preached by Buddha. So let's check about the author. Betty Ransha Babu was born in Shannon, Mississippi on September 3, 1927. She taught at the preschool level for several years and eventually she was able to pass her experiences on to others by teaching preschool teachers. Betty married Joseph Henry Barber Jr. on December 23, 1950. They were married for 61 years. Let's check the introduction of the story. The mystery of life and death always baffles us. When we lose someone near and dear, we are sad. This lesson teaches us that death is the ultimate truth. It is about the airy life of Gautama Buddha and his first sermon preached at Benares. Let's go to the summary. Gautama Buddha was born in 563 BC. He was born in a royal family. He was a prince. His name was Siddhartha Gautama. At the age of 12, he was sent away for schooling. He studied all the sacred Hindu scriptures. He returned after 4 years. At the age of 16, he married a princess. They had a son. For 10 years, the couple passed a happy life. Siddhartha had been shielded from the suffering of the world. However, when he was 25, Siddhartha saw a sick man, then an aged man, then a funeral procession. Finally, he came across a monk begging for alms. This was his first encounter with the harsh realities of life. These sights made him so sad that he decided to renounce the worldly pleasures. He left his family and became a beggar. He went out into the world to seek spiritual knowledge. Siddhartha Gautama wandered for 7 years in search of wisdom and truth. Finally, he sat down under a fig tree to meditate. He vowed to stay there until he got enlightenment. After 7 days, Gautama got enlightenment. He named the tree as the Bodhi tree, that is the tree of wisdom. He became known as the Buddha, which means enlightened or the awakened. He began to teach and spread his message of wisdom and truth. He became known as the Buddha. Buddha gave his first sermon at Benares. It is the holiest of places on the bank of the Ganges. His first sermon reflects his wisdom about one indestructible kind of suffering, that is death. Here, the Buddha tells about the universality of death, which is inevitable and can't be escaped. Inevitable, cannot be stopped, unavoidable. A lady named Kissa Gautami had an only son. One day, her son died. She wanted her child to become alive again. She wanted some medicine to bring her son to life. People called her mad. At last, she came across a man. He advised her to meet the Buddha. She approached Buddha with a request to give her medicine so that her only son could live again. After deep thought, the Buddha asked her to bring a handful of mustard seeds. But there was a condition. She must bring it from a house where no one had died. Kissa Gautami went from door to door to get the mustard seeds. She found mustard seeds in every home, but she could not find a home where nobody had died. By evening, she was sad and tired. She saw the lights of the city. Soon, there was the darkness of the night. Now she considered the fate of man. Now she realized that death is inevitable. No one can escape it. She came back to the Buddha and asked for his blessings. The Buddha, in his sermon, told her that our life is brief and painful. Everyone who takes birth has to die. The vessel made by the potter is not permanent. It has to break one day. In the same way, everyone has to die. Death spares none. A father cannot save his son. Everyone grieves when someone dear dies. But grieving cannot bring the dead back to life. So death and suffering are unavoidable. Then the wise persons do not grieve as they know the truth. Weeping does not bring peace to the mind. On the other hand, person's pain becomes greater by grieving. His body also suffers. One who has learned to control his grief shall have peace of mind. That person is blessed who has overcome his sorrow. So here we conclude the summary of the story. I hope you all understood. If you have any doubt about it, you can ask it in the comment box. Thank you.